So I started off in Little Rock, in the Little Rock Spanish North area. In Little Rock, the northern part we served in, was a lot more hills sometimes. So sometimes bike weeks were kind of annoying. There's this one street called John Barrow, which if you're ever going to bike down that street, don't do it. It's not fun. We found a pathway to go through a park that was a lot more flatter, a lot faster to get to one of our main areas. We walked around a lot more because we usually looked for the Hispanic areas, which included we looked for more trailer parks, which there were a few. There were a couple there you had to be careful because the managers were kind of mean. Other ones, the managers like, yeah, you guys need to teach them about Jesus Christ, and so those were the better ones. I also look a little more in like the little more rundown areas because that's where the Hispanics would be at because they could only rent houses. A lot of them couldn't really buy houses, not because of lack of money or because they were illegal. But so, and then there's other areas was like richer areas. There's a few places you can go. Like they have a zoo. I never went though, but I heard it's pretty good. And then like places like the Little Rock Nine, the story of those 9 black children that first like got into when segregation was ended, they went to school, and so they have like a little museum for that. And Little Rock definitely is not the most dangerous, but like a little more like usually they had like black Chargers with the little I don't know, like Rams with like barrier things in front of them and the blue lights. So usually those are always around. Those are really fast. Sometimes one time I was with an elder, we're knocking doors and we see one of those zip by chasing a car. We're like, oh, and it was very common to see those around though, but I didn't really have any problems. I didn't go out to eat a lot. A lot of times the members fed us, the Hispanic members, and that was really good food. So, and then I served in the southern part, which is a little different. There's not as many hills, and it's a little more like not as city like. It's more a little more. I don't call it urban rural. I don't quite know how you would call it. There were in that area. There was a few more trailer parks we went to, of course, and worked around the main street at Baseline and went to all different houses. And there's a contradiction. Like there's a lot of white people, there's a lot of black people, there's a lot of Hispanics, and that varied in city and city, which city you're at. Like what's the demographics like? So and there was a Spanish branch, but also there was other three wards in the Little Rock area, and they're all pretty good wards. So pretty strong wards. I think with one of my companions, my first companion headed for a transfer and then he went home, so I was still being trained in the 12-week program that we have. So my second companion, he was a Guatemalan. And he was a really awesome guy, and like I learned a lot of Spanish because I was like, I wanted to speak Spanish with them and do my best I could, and so it helped me out a lot. But also he told me a lot I was always get stressed out, like, oh, we gotta do all these things, why aren't people getting baptized, why aren't we doing well? And I was a new missionary, and he told me, don't stress out. Like, work hard, but just take a step back and just calm down, and things will be okay. Because I was super stressed out all the time. I don't know why. It's because like I was worried about the miles, like a mile limitation on the car we had, or if it was that we weren't doing so well compared to other areas, or if just people weren't coming to church. And just don't stress out. That's not going to happen anything. And one experience is I had that our mission president, he liked to do something called the 30-day challenge, which is read the Book of Mormon in 30 days, and then to highlight only about Jesus Christ. And I think that's when my first area in Little Rock Spanish North is when I did that. And once I just sat back and I just thought about all about it, and like really hit me like, wow, this is not just about like our time in Jesus Christ time. This is about the whole history of the world. Like this is something the gospel has been there since Adam, and it's just really hit me. And like just from pondering and thinking about the Book of Mormon, how it's like really there's a God, and He loves us, and He sends prophets, and it's not just we're a cool church that it's here today, but this is the church to help us go and live back with Heavenly Father, have the most joy. And also I thought about how the gospel blessed my family so much, and because that year my sister's going to get baptized, my brother's going to get the priesthood, my dad had been called as a bishop, and so my family just have been so blessed by the gospel, and that's really hit me. So I think I really learned a little more how to study, and just kind of my testimony definitely grew.